Welcome, everyone, and thank you so much for making CKRZ a part of your day. Joining us today, we have Six Nations elected chief Mark Hill, and he is with us to bring us a long-awaited pandemic update. You had a break last week.
Yes.
Must have been. I hope they had something. Well, something that was gratifying, but that you didn't have to move out of your chair to do it.
Mind you, we're constantly always on our emails and going on that.
It's nice to have a break once in a while.
Yes, agreed. Especially after getting through, hopefully, the next step of this pandemic.
Yeah.
But again, I want to thank you, Al, for the opportunity to provide our community with an update on some of the issues. As you know, we are going through some busy times here in Six Nations. So again, I hope this message finds everybody safe and in good health. First, I just want to provide an update in terms of to remind everybody that we are still in stage 2, regardless of what's happening around us. We're making decisions based upon what's best for Six Nations through the Emergency Control Group. We are currently still at 1 active case of COVID in our community, bringing our total number to 16. But so I just wanted to start with that right away in terms of providing that update and that reminder that we very much still are in stage 2. The next piece in terms of my update that I'd like to provide is with respect to what is going on, the ongoing situation taking place in Caledonia at the Mackenzie Meadows, or referenced as the 1492 Land Back Lane. I've been, again, meeting with as many key stakeholders as I can, and I'm committed to maintaining an open dialogue with all parties involved until a peaceful resolution is reached, again, guided by empathy, compassion, and a true willingness to understand each other. I'm happy to report that we continue to have respectful and meaningful discussions, and I've found a lot of common ground within those discussions. We both agree that the health and safety of everyone involved is the primary concern, but we also agree that this needs to be a time of unity for our community of Six Nations in order for us to move forward. In that same spirit, I am also reaching out to the Confederacy Chiefs Council and Clan Mothers in hopes of arranging a meeting to discuss many of our common concerns and strengthening our relationship moving forward. I also continue to maintain contact with Premier Ford, his Minister of Indigenous Affairs, Greg Rickford, as well as Federal Indigenous Services Minister Mark Miller, as we all work towards finding a common solution that works for the best interest of our entire community. I still continue to encourage all Ontarians and Canadians to listen to the concerns of the land defenders and to learn why this area holds so much cultural and emotional significance for many of us. Our elected council continues to advocate for the creation of a table that can foster safe and inclusive conversations in a respectful environment. We want to ensure that every voice from Six Nations of the Grand River has the chance to be heard. And we hope that you will join us in finding a path forward that hears and respects everyone involved. Again, your ideas, knowledge, and wisdom will help us develop a process that guides us into the future. We're committed to establishing a threshold for any future developments that meets the expectations, of our entire community, and ensures that, again, every member has the opportunity to not only express their views and concerns, but ensures that those concerns are heard and will be meaningfully addressed. Again, I believe this is a true opportunity for us to come together, to tackle our problems collectively and in a way that is consistent with our traditional values of compassion, cooperation, sharing, honesty, and integrity. I believe it is an opportunity for us to carry the peace together. And with that in mind, again, I commit to continuing to keep the lines of communication open with everyone involved, and will continue to provide updates on this particular issue via our radio stations, website, and social media channels. The next piece that I wanted to provide an update on is in regards to the Six Nations Police Commission chairperson. As some may have seen, our press release that have went out, and in that same spirit of collaboration and partnership, we look forward to working closely and again collaboratively with the Six Nations Police Commission as we embark together on a governance review of the Six Nations Police in order to better meet the community's policing needs. This week, again, the elected council sincerely apologized to the Six Nations Police Commission Chair, Steve Williams, for publicly calling for his resignation. Mr. Williams is a well-respected member of our community with a long and diverse record of service to our community including that as a former elected chief. The Six Nations, the Grand River Elected Council values Mr. Williams' abundance of experience, knowledge, and commitment to serving the community's needs and interests. The Six Nations, the Grand River Elected Council has made best efforts to resolve this matter with Mr. Williams to move forward and to reprioritize the governance review of the Six Nations Police Commission. We're moving forward with the review together. Both Council and the Police Commission are working on releasing a joint statement about our renewed commitment to building and fostering a new relationship based on respect and good communications. The start of the renewed relationship happened in our in-person meeting on July 15th, which the next steps will include follow-up meetings where we can co-develop the Six Nations Commission's reviews of the scope and the terms of reference and the organization of the review and what that would look like. We've been working back and forth with, again, it's a legal matter, but again, we want to be able to come to, the best possible resolution to this situation. And again, looking to not get so, caught up in the weeds and really look at the bigger picture of the importance of this governance review. We are also excited and honored to announce and welcome our new Six Nations Police Chief, Darren Montour. He officially starts his new position on August 17th, so we want to congratulate Darren. And again, we look forward to, this is a perfect time as we embark on this renewed relationship to also be introducing a new police chief. In regards to our Six Nations schools, so that's another big topic that I wanted to touch on. So again, at the advice of the Emergency Control Group and in the interest of safety, Six Nations Elected Council has confirmed that the Six Nations elementary schools will be providing remote learning for students throughout the months of September and October. So that means that we will not be opening our schools to our children. This decision will be monitored and re-evaluated based on data and public health advice prior to November. Staff will be working from school buildings and accessible by phone. Again, school buildings will not be open for students or the community. Based on a parental survey input, the following two options have been developed for parents to choose from. Regardless of the model that's chosen, learning will be full-time and scheduled, and all assigned schoolwork will be assessed and form part of the evaluation for report card purposes. So again, the first option is one, fully online at home, where this means students will be working with a teacher specifically assigned to this fully remote model. For those who do not have an iPad to date, one will be provided for use by your school. The iPad will be signed out, remain school property, and be managed by the school. Each student will have 310 minutes of learning per day with daily whole group guided instruction, multiple posted lessons, and direct support through daily check-ins. Again, all materials will be supplied and platforms will be MS Teams and Modo. The other option to that is paper only at home. And what this model means is that it's not reliant on internet or devices of any kind. It provides contact between student and teacher by phone connection and between all students using teleconference. Again, weekly work packages by grade will be prepared for all students in this model. Again, we want to be able to provide that feedback or to get that feedback from our community and our parents. And so we're looking to have, if parents can indicate their choice for their child by calling their school prior to August 24th. In the case that we don't, hear from parents, the schools will also be reaching out to them to further follow up on which choice that they are going to be choosing for their children. So again, I want to reiterate the fact that we will not be sending our children back to school in September or October. We will be assessing the situation in October and determining a point from there. In the case that it's not safe to go back at that point in time, we will then continue to reassess the situation and back it up as much as we need to and continue either of these two options to make sure that our students are still being able to learn. The other piece that I wanted to also, in the case that there's going to be a plan coming out where parents will be able to again look through more detailed as opposed to just this update. You can find that on Six Nations. We have dedicated a specific website, which is sixnationseducation.ca. Again, within this website, it's going to have 4 channels, so that's going to be actually broadcasting regular classes where teachers will either be, doing that either from the classroom or also through their own homes to look at again better assist our students and to make sure that again we're following up and making sure work is getting done as well. There will be 4 channels within the website, 2 of which will be in the Mohawk and Cayuga languages. We recognize and realize the importance again of our language and culture, and we really feel that we need to continue to make sure our students are learning our languages. Again, looking to also to all the internet connectivity issue. Council is still working around the clock to get going on this project because we know we need to increase our connectivity. So we have a plan in place. We're working again as quickly as we can to get to see this project through. And again, we want to be able to best support the student and the parents and all of our families during this difficult time. So that's where we are at this point with schools. And again, you'll be seeing more information become available. I will be providing more information as it becomes more available. In regards to the Six Nations daycares and our child care programs, again, the elected council continues to work with the emergency control group and representatives from our schools, child care centers, and health and environmental health officers to develop plans and timelines for opening our facilities. Today, we have deemed that Six Nations, the Grand River Child Care Program, would be able to open as part of Stage 3. So again, reiterating the fact that we are not in Stage 3. We are still very much in Stage 2. And it's expected that a gradual progression to full operational capacity will be implemented to take extra precaution to reduce the possible contact and spread of COVID-19. A specific open date has not been determined, and much like the schools, we will continue to move forward cautiously and with gradual reopen approach. Planning and upgrades continue not only with new procedures and guidelines, but also with the new physical distancing and sanitizing practices that need to be in place. The new procedures and guidelines continue to evolve for the child care program as work continues with public health and the emergency control group for community health and safety measures. Some of the new normal includes children remaining within the initial grouping of 8 children. This cohort of children and staff will be together throughout the full day. Again, once approved, each site will open beginning with 3 groups of 8 children and 2 staff. Once successful with the size and grouping of children, groups will be added for toddlers, preschoolers, and eventually infants until full operational capacity with guidance and approval, of course, from public health. Parents will be part of the screening process as well. Children must be up to date with their immunization, and children over the age of 2 will be required to wear a mask. These masks, again, will be supplied for our children. We continue to ask that you check out our YouTube video channel, Family Gatherings, for daily learning activities for your children. And again, we appreciate your patience as we move to ensure that once we open the child care program, we will continue to be a safe place for all of our children and staff. So again, we really look to very cautiously making these very hard decisions, but that's what we've decided so far. We want to be able to support all of our students and children and families as best as we can moving forward. We know and we see what's happening across the globe and around us, and so we're being very cautious of that in assessing the situation as best as we can moving forward. Again, we don't. It's not necessarily what happens around us. We will do what's best for us, and that's what we're going to continue to do. And so, again, with the inclusion of all the key stakeholders, including our community. And so, the next piece that I just wanted to touch on as well, in terms of an update, is in regards to the health and safety business guideline document. I know some businesses have been able to contact our public health and they've been able to visit businesses who have put in measures of their business to make sure that we're following these measures and the guidelines are in place. We're talking about the plexiglass installations and the social distancing and the hand washing stations, all of those items. So I just want to remind businesses, if they can, to call that hotline number and to get that certificate, because as we see, you know, there's still a high amount of anxiety within our community, you know, while traveling. So we still want to make sure people are feeling safe while, you know, shopping and traveling within our community. Again, you see that we all have now required masks in public places and things like that. So we really just want to make sure we're supporting businesses as well during this time. You know, we've seen a lot of support over our small business relief fund. We hope that, again, that has helped businesses get back, you know, on their feet. And as we move towards our staged approach, again, it's difficulty in finding, you know, we have to find that balance of health and safety and economy as well, right? So that's where we're at and what we're doing. And again, I'll be sending out a letter as well as that document to all of the businesses as a reminder so that we can, again, do this together and as a community as we continue to move forward in these challenging times. I know that was quite the update. I apologize for taking, I know these updates are not usually this long, however, there's many things going on in this community, and you know, we want to make sure one of the goals for my office and our council is that communication is important, and we need to be open with everything going on in our community. So again, with that being said, I want to thank you for the opportunity, and I hope that you have a great weekend and continue to stay safe.
Okay, well, thank you very much for joining us this week, Chief Hill. Stay safe,
Now,
and more importantly, stay healthy.
that's exactly it. Thank you, Al.